current reality is the product of the events that happened on September 11, 2001. It was the event that sent the whole shithouse up in flames. The evidence and anomalies are extensive. What I am showing you is not a trick or not an illusion. It is simply what these other audio pros have missed over the years. Due to the importance of this analysis, do not listen to this on your phone or tablet. Listen to this on quality speakers or quality headphones. If you happen to have undeveloped hearing, it is irrelevant to the validity of this and all audio analysis on this channel. With all that said, let's get into part 1 of some incident back in 2001. On September 11th, 2001, the official story of 9/11 states that there were a handful of phone calls made from crew and passengers of the 4 different flights to family members on the ground. One of those calls was from C.C. Lyles, and it was a voicemail left to her husband, Lorne Lyles. According to the official narrative, she was on Flight 93, which crashed into a hole here and vaporized and disappeared in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. What we're going to do is get straight into the voicemail that was left for her husband and check it out from start to finish and go through everything. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of this, let me show you an average cell phone call. This is a 911 call that was made, and if you look at this view spectrally, you can see that this is all one file, meaning the frequency bands are all together. It is one piece. It doesn't look glued or patched or anything. It's just a 911 call.
You know who it was?
Oh my God!
You know who it was?
Hurry up!
What's your name?
Women.
So you can see that there is nothing strange looking about this. There is nothing odd looking about it. It just looks like the spectral view of an average phone call. Now, this is the 9/11 voicemail left from C.C. Lyles to her husband, Lorne Lyles, and it's only fair that we listen to the whole thing one time.
Tuesday, 9:47 a.m.
Hi, baby. Baby, you have to listen to me carefully. I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. I'm on the plane. I'm calling from the plane. I want to tell you I love you. Please tell my children that I love them very much. And I'm so sorry, babe. I don't know what to say. There's 3 guys. They've hijacked the plane. I'm trying to be calm. We're turned around, and I've heard that there's planes that's been flown into the World Trade Center. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby. I love you. Bye.
Now we'll get into the rest later, but that is the basic premise of the call. Now, I showed you that last call. This is an average call. This is all one piece together. The very first time that I opened up the C.C. Lyles voicemail, I was very alarmed by the spectral view of it, because this is the original. If you look at this, this is not normal. This is a high frequency band here. This looks like 3 different phone calls layered over the top of each other. It's just the way it looks. I've never seen a call or a recording like this just open up like this and look like this. This is something to take note of right off the bat, and it's the very first thing that I took note of. There is so much information in this 46-second call. I've already worked on it for years and years, pulling apart pieces and looking at it. It is mind-boggling. So let's just stay with the very first set of anomalies that I found right on the surface. The first thing I want to show you is the dual speech. Now, we don't even need to get into what she is saying or analyze what she is saying. That is none of my concern right now. The concern is what is in the phone call and in the audio of the phone call. Now here, you're going to hear some voices behind her voice that are scratching along, and they don't sound like natural voices. They sound strange, and they're strangely inflected. Check this out.
Very much. And I'm so sorry, babe. Very much. And I'm so sorry, babe.
And that is part of the layering of these frequencies that you saw in spectral view. Something isn't right about this phone call recording. Now here, that same scratchy voice follows her voice exactly when she says, I don't know what to say. Check this out.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
It does not belong to her. That is another frequency spectrum entirely. Again, a core voice follows her voice. When she says that she's trying to be calm, you can hear it whispering along with her voice. Check this out.
The plane, I'm trying to be calm. The plane, I'm trying to be calm. The plane, I'm trying to be calm. The plane, I'm trying to be calm.
These are two separate voices. Now, this is where a strange frequency begins to follow her voice, and her voice seems to bounce when she says bin, bin. Listen.
And I've heard that there's planes that's been. And I've heard that there's planes that's been.
Now let's get into that deeper. Now these are just the surface anomalies. We are going to get into the hardcore stuff, the game-changing stuff. But I want to show you how it sounds like there is a synthesizer following her voice. They are high frequencies, and it sounds like a synthesized voice following her voice. Check this out. We especially listen when she says bin, bin.
Planes that's been. Planes that's been. Planes that's been. Planes that's been. Planes that's been.
There is a second synthesized voice following hers.
Planes that's been.
And that is highly unusual. Again, you are going to hear that synthesized voice follow hers as she says, flown into the World Trade Center.
Flown into the World Trade Center. Flown into the World Trade Center. Flown into the World Trade Center.
There is a voice in unison following hers throughout this phone call. It appears that these pieces of audio, the system begins to break down for a minute. And as the system breaks down, you hear things that you shouldn't hear in it.
I hope to be able to see your face again, baby.
I've listened to this for years. Let's loop it.
To be able to see your face, to be able to see your face.
And it's operating in unison with her voice.
To be able to see your face, to be able to see your face, to be able to see your face.
Is this somebody talking live with voice cloning technology? I'm not sure. But what I do know is that it's not right, and there is a voice speaking unison with hers that is male.
To be able to see your face, to be able to see your face, to be able to see your face, to be able to see your face.
What this appears to be, and what this sounds like, are four different pieces of audio morphing together at the same time. So the first piece would be, I hope that.
I hope that, I hope that, I hope that, I hope that.
Then the second piece would be here.
Be able to see your face again, be able to see your face again.
Then the third piece
Baby,
is baby,
baby, baby,
which sounds like a scratchy male voice almost.
baby, baby.
And then the fourth piece here.
I love you, I love you, I love you,
And that has frequencies over at 2.
I love you, I love you.
There's a lot going on here. The ending is explosive. Stick around. And before it goes completely nuts, it ends with a scratchy I love you that you heard and a very high-pitched goodbye. Let's listen to this for a second.
I love you, wait, I love you, wait, I love you, wait, I love you, wait.
It's very strange. This is where it gets crazy, because this is where all the sleuths went nuts and said that somebody was saying, it's a frame. And then they made sense out of it, as though they were deciphering an EVP. And this is what they heard. They said, oh, that part says it's a frame. But they never realized that all of this, before the call ends, are all voices. All of it. At first listen, it actually sounds like it says single frame. But that is not how these frequencies work. The frequencies come up, and where they claim says it's a frame, it actually says, what's her age? And it's a female. And I'm going to play you a few different versions of this. A female comes in and says, what's her age? Check it out. What's her age? Now let's listen to a couple different versions of that. I'm going to loop it. What's her age? Now here's version 2. And here's version 4. What's her age? It's what's her age. This is the chunk that all the sleuths blew off his noise. But I'm going to show you what's going on in there. And let's listen to it. So it's going to say, what's her age? And then a voice is going to come in right away. Those are not noises at all. Those were voices for years. Those have been voices. A voice here says, it's mangled, but it says it's at the airport. It's at the airport. But here, it sounds like it says, husband called her. Husband called her. And then it's at the airport. But there are so many layered frequencies in these last 2 lines, so the call ends.
End of message.
But I had only planned on putting out information about the surface audio and just going through the anomalies in the phone call and not getting into the actual pulsed information that is at the end of the phone call, like the segment where everybody thought it's a frame for so many years. And this is a very, very important piece of information, because where the woman says, what's her age? After that, it says she's not in the system. And when you slow that down, it is clear as day. So, what's her age? And then the voice says she's not in the system right during this call that should have been cut off but wasn't. So check this out. So it's pulsed. It says she's not in the system. So I'm going to show you one more version of that, clarifying she's not in the system. This is just audio forensics. This is all this is. Going into the phone calls, and I'm finding what is hidden behind the phone calls and within those signals. Now, for keyword's sake, we're just going to refer to this audio clip as the Jules This Is Brian clip. And I'm going to play it once for you.
Jules, this is Brian. Listen, on an airplane that's been hijacked. If things don't go well, and it's not going to do good, I just want you to know I absolutely love you. I want you to do good. So have a good time. Same to my parents and everybody. And I just totally love you, and I will see you later. Bye, Dave.
Okay, he's talking. But just like the first clip, there are voices talking over his voice the entire time. And you could think a lot of things, but when you listen to it, they stop when he stops. And I'll show you. Here.
I just want you to know. I just want you to know.
They stop with him every single time. They never keep going.
I want you to do good. So have a good time. Same to my parents and everybody.
Let's loop this part right here. When he stops, they stop.
Same to my parents and everybody. Same to my parents and everybody.
The craziest part of this is when someone starts talking about his phone or someone's phone. Let me show you this. I'm going to play you 3 versions of this, and it says, we got his phone. Listen. Play a second version. We got his phone. Then we'll play a third version. We got his phone. Now, let me state that I'm adding this, that after listening to this over and over and then coming back to it, this section actually sounds like it could say, we tapped his phone. It's a little bit muffled. So it's either we got his phone or we tapped his phone. I'll loop it one more time. I'm not sure what to think of that, but I know it's there. It is above his speaking voice in the voicemail, and you'll hear these voices here. And there it says, we have to tell them something. So, a lot of weird anomalies in there. The most important one out of everything that I've found in that voicemail is the line saying, "We got his phone."
Or, "We tapped his phone," which is what it's sounding more like now, after taking a break and coming back to it.
Who would be saying that? Why would they be saying that? That is the question. Again, this is the Jules, this is Brian, voicemail. That's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
Oh, man, I like this kid. This fucking guy's crazy.
Look out for Charlie.
Charlie, what that son of a bitch did. I want him dead.